Rapping Reason Podcast with Dr. Jeremy C. McCool and Earl Hopkins. All right, we're back at it again with another episode of Rapping Reason Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Dr. Jeremy C. McCool.
And I'm Earl Hopkins. What's going down, man?
Good, bro. Hey, we on episode 32.
32. Time flies. How you been? How was your week, your past week since last episode?
Man, it's been good, man. Busy. It's a busy season for me, but all good stuff, man. Got a little traveling coming up soon. Got to run to Cali. Also Spain soon. Taking some students to Spain. 13 students. We headed to Spain next month, so I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, just getting things prepared. And today was dope, man. I had a book reading. For those who don't know, I got a children's book series. So I got to go to a school in South Philly. Shout out Vera Washington. Appreciate y'all having me in the Frederick Douglass Institute. Got to read to the children, man.
Yo, that's crazy. Nah, that's beautiful that you had that, bro. Because a lot of people, especially within higher ed, it seems like it's rare to like connect with like elementary, middle school kids, because those are essentially obviously your future students at your institutions, your higher ed institutions. So it's good to tap in with them early, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that's one of the crazy things. And I was even talking to somebody about that today. I was like, it's such a different dynamic teaching college students and then going and like tapping in with third graders. You know what I mean? It's almost refreshing. Like you get college students who are really engaged too and who are really passionate, but like there's no excitement like the excitement of a third grader. Like they're on another
Right.
level, like energy, and it's dope to really be able to like plant seeds and be able to like talk to them about your career and talk to them about college and like all of that type of stuff too. We always try to throw some of that in when I do book reading. So yeah, man, definitely good. Most professors don't. I think that's why I'm really happy that I did do a little side quest of doing children uh,
Yeah.
just because it ended up like now when I'm reached out to about the children's books, I'm like, oh shoot, I do have children's books. Like because it seems like so long ago, you do a project and then you move on to the next things and
Exactly.
kind of forget
Yeah.
about the work that you did before. But it's dope.
Exactly. No, that's dope, man. And like, shout out to like elementary school teachers, all teachers, but especially elementary school teachers, because I can recall like back in the day. Wow, I'm saying that as a 28-year-old.
Crazy.
But when I was when I was a kid, man, we had a lot of Ohio State football players come through and like read to us as well, and the teachers would amp it up, like, "Oh my God, you can't believe it!" Like Ron Tanner or whoever else was stopping by. They made it a moment because that's people's time that they could be spending potentially with their family or back into the work, back into their craft, but they spending it with the youth, man. And it's so important to do that. So yeah, shout out to you for going, but shout out to the teachers for like inviting that kind of like moment for those kids. Yeah.
Especially right now, bro, because people who don't know, like the name of my first book is Princess and the Power of Melanin. Like, and so my books are very they have black lead characters and are very empowering on that front. And as we know, like a lot of schools are not welcoming that type of content right now. So when I am in my
Hmm.
schools to read my children's books, it's highly appreciated because a lot of that type of messaging isn't being pushed in schools anymore. Anything with any racial component in it is
Yeah.
not being embraced by a lot of K through 12 schools. So for the ones who do invite me, knowing the type of stuff I write, I'm always like, oh man, I appreciate it. Like, dope.
For sure. And if you listen to this, invite him to to some more in your city, man. We need Princess and Melanin in every classroom across America, especially given the political climate. You know what I mean? That's sprouted. So
And
yeah.
I always say, man, if it's a drive away, if it's local, just all you gotta do is buy books. And I'm pulling up. I do it for the love. Like just buy books for the kids, and I'll pull up. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How you
And
been,
if it's
man?
Oh yeah, I've been good. I've been good. So last week I went to National Public Radio, NPR. For those that don't know, down in DC, to actually connect with some HBCU students, aspiring media professionals, whether it's journalism or public relations, things of that nature. So like I love doing that just because it's almost like just opening up like whatever experiences, lessons, even failures you've had, and trying to make sure that the future generation of journalists or PR folks don't really experience it. You know what I mean? So we can really push the industry forward. So I love doing that. And connecting with like fellow professionals in DC, man. Like that was my first time being in DC. Like I told you, off the pod. I was like, it's been like 15, 16 years, bro. like it's 2 hours away, like on a train, bro. Like it's crazy, but man, it was just good kind of stepping out of my comfort zone a little bit, right, within Philly, and then going to a place like that. That really champions journalism, I think, in other ways other cities just don't, man. So it was dope. And again, just tapping in with those college students, bro, because similar, not the same, but similar to the energy you get from talking to like, maybe elementary school, middle school students that tap into Princess and what is the title again? I don't want to mess it up for the
Oh,
pod.
first one, Princess and the Power of Melanin.
Princess and the Power of Melanin. Like I think when I communicate or connect with college students, I get like a sense of like excitement too. Like, okay, whatever path I'm on, when I feel like I've hit a dead end, they're showing me like, yo, you're on the right path in a way. So I love tapping in and doing that. So it was a great time. Yeah.
Nice, nice, boy. And that's major, man. NPR is like, to me, they're one of the leading and like most unique out of all the media companies to me at least. Like
Mhm.
I'm always looking at what they're doing and always impressed by like how innovative they are. Even with the Tiny Desk series, like I feel like that was a game changer for how people consumed live performances. You know what I mean? So to be invited
Mhm.
by them to do a panel was fire, bro. Congrats.
No, thank you, bro. And yeah, NPR is one of them ones, man. So they got some great people, some heavy hitters there, and respect to them. Yeah, shout out to them. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely, bro. Man, we a lot has happened in hip hop. We got a lot to talk about today. Um, we got to get started with some cold world, man. Hey,
Yeah.
so one thing that I thought was really, really dope about this is J. Cole is going and releasing things in a very unorthodox fashion. And recently, he released a new song, but he did not release it on your regular DSPs, no Spotify, Apple Music, any of that. He decided to release a a new track on his blog site. And the name of the track is called Clouds. And only available just a little player on his website that you can play on and listen to it. First of all, what did you think about the way that he released it? And do you think that like why do you think he's releasing stuff in these unorthodox ways that we're not really used to?
Man, it's like that feeling, like on Good Fridays or something, like when when Kanye and the rest of the crew at Good Music were releasing things on like Fridays and you were like excited about it, or even the mixtape days, bro, where or the blog era, like where everybody had like their individual website and they would drop exclusively on their website so you could really dive in into the artists and the artistry, man. Like that's what it reminded me of. And that's something I feel like we've been missing to an extent. I know the like music industry has changed by 100 times over, but like that's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of that blog era, bro.
That's,
Yeah.
that's the same thing I was thinking, bro. It reminded me of the blog era, an era where J. Cole and his peers really got their footing anyway. And I think that
Mm.
it was a kind of a nod to that, you know what I mean? And I think that it forced people to really pay attention. And even him having like a quick little like casually written blurb about like, hey, yeah, I just recorded this like a few days ago. Like, check it out. Like, I thought it was just a dope way of releasing music. And to get to the actual song Clouds, man, what were your thoughts when you heard this joint, man?
Phew. I thought, first of all, we talked about this in the summer, I think. It's one of the first episodes of Rapping Reason. It's just like Cole is rapping on levels like unparalleled levels right now, bro. Like this, this was like almost like just a lyrical exercise where you're listening to his rhymes, bro, and this isn't like human like that's what I kept thinking. Like this is some aliens type of rhyme schemes, bro. The way he's flowing, the alliteration, like everything, like it was just like so multi-dimensional, bro. And I'm sitting here listening to it because I'm listening to it like first time I heard it, I'm listening to it and playing it back probably like 6 times, bro, just to catch whatever I missed, man, like whatever I thought I missed. So I'm listening to this. I'm like, bro, this is ridiculous. I almost started picking up a pen and pad myself, bro. I was like, hold up, I need to get to rhyming, bro. Like, I need to boss up on this, like, on this level, man. So yeah, that was my first time. That was my first thoughts here, and I was like, bro, he's going nuclear, bro. Yeah.
Bro, same thing I thought. Like Cole is rapping. I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't think anybody right now is rapping better than J. Cole.
No.
I'm not even
None.
saying like nobody. Now I think I think Kendrick is rapping. I think they're at the same level, but I don't think anybody is flat out like rapping better than J. Cole.
No.
at this point in time. Not that
Mm-mm.
I've heard, not definitely not in the mainstream rappers.
Mm-mm.
And yeah, I think he proved that here, bro. Like when he first started off, it's crazy because the song started off real mellow and like it tricked me. You know what I mean? I thought he was going for like some mellow. It even sounded Bone Thuggish. Like the chorus was very like
Yeah.
melodic and um yeah, I thought he was going in that direction, and I was not expecting the lyricism that came after that, after the chorus.
Mm.
It's crazy, bro. And I mean, he talked about so much within a short time frame. Like he talked
Yeah.
about everything from you know what I mean, violence and PTSD to AI taking over the music industry and like
Yeah.
to you know Trump to everything. He talked about everything
Everything.
in like this short 4 minute span of time. Like dope, bro. Like and the amount of just double entendres, the amount of internal rhyme, like yeah, Cole is different, man. And I think that you know he keeps reminding people like, hey, I'm still like that, you know. And I'm
Yeah.
yeah, whatever he got cooking up. Now, I mean, I don't know if it's the fall off or if he has another project planned in the meantime.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it because if it's gonna sound like this,
Yes.
I'm with it.
I'm tapping in. Like, and I have a feeling it will. Like, I have a feeling it will kind of bleed into something like this. Because I might delete later. Like, I don't know. He was rapping on that too. Like, he
Yeah,
was rapping for real. You know what I mean? But like, it felt like it was a warm up to something bigger or more poignant. And I think that's what the fall off is going to be. Like, you know what I mean? And if it, like you said, if it sounds like this, bro, this is probably my most anticipated album. I would probably say, as far as what we know of, this is my probably my most anticipated album to hear this year. If he in fact drops it. He's been teasing it for like some years now. It's about that time he drops something like this, bro. So yeah, if it's in this ballpark, I'm tapped in immediately.
and you know what? I think and this is just a theory. I have no evidence of this, of course, but my theory about the fall off is I feel like he's gonna intentionally drop something in this vein that doesn't sound mainstream at all. That is just like
Mm,
just getting messages out there and just saying what he wants to say, maybe saying even some controversial things. And I think that's like the concept of maybe, you know, me for him falling off. I don't know. But
yeah,
he's, you know, of course, he's also teased that that's going to be his last album. I don't know if I believe that. You know, we've seen rappers who quote unquote retired. J. Cole is too young to
yeah,
believe he just is never going to rap again. I'm just not buying that. You know what I mean? I think J. Cole strikes me as somebody who has a passion for hip hop and rapping. Like I don't
yes.
think that he'd be able to rap. He probably stopped for a few years, but I just to never rap again and you like 40, their late 30s, like
I don't believe it, bro. I don't buy it. It's like
only rapper I've actually seen really retire and like actually stand on it is Joe Budden.
that was the only person. I was about to say that's probably the only person we know of. Like within like he wasn't mainstream, but you know, like of a notable name. Like he's the only person that even being called out by other rappers. Because a lot of people will take a break, they'll take a lull, then they'll get called out by somebody. You like, bro, my ego won't let that happen.
Oh, I no, let me dust it off. Like Joe Budden has been named in a bunch of songs and still is like, yeah, I'm not rapping no more. I'm a podcaster. Like he's the only person I know who has stood 10 toes down. Everybody else will retire. Jay-Z done retired a couple times and came right back.
Uh-huh.
You know, Nas with the whole hip hop is dead thing. People thought he was retiring. He came right back. Like, yeah, you know, I think rappers who really have a love for it aren't going to be able to just never rap again or never
And
really.
I can't see it. I can't see it. Like, you know, even if he were to quote unquote retire, I think he's going to still drop some Lucy's, some lyrical exercises like Clouds was to me. You know what I mean? Like that's a lyrical exercise to tease for something to come in the new year. So yeah, man. Like I mean, he's teased. J. Cole has teased retirement for a while. Like he was on that DJ Khaled track. Like I forget what it was. He was like, I'm contemplating retirement or something like that. That was bro. That was what 10 years ago. So you know what I mean. If it happens, it happens. But I don't see it happening. I think you as a conspiracist, bro. You're the conspiracist of the pod. I think you got the right mindset with this one. Like I think it's gonna veer away from the mainstream. You know what I'm saying? And maybe be a little bit more dark or brooding or you know what I mean? I don't know, but I don't think it's gonna be his last. Yeah, I don't see it.
I don't see it either, bro. And
Yeah.
so I got a fun fact that I want to bring out before we talk about the next topic.
Hmm.
Shout out to Cole for this record, by the way. Like fire, like Yeah, please keep rapping like this.
Mhm.
Don't change anything.
Don't change. No,
Don't change
sir.
anything. Now, speaking of albums, I want to give a little fun fact before we talk about some news about a group by the name of Wu-Tang Clan. All right.
Uh-huh.
Fun fact is most people do not know, but the Wu-Tang Clan has an album that is technically the most expensive album ever sold. Uh,
Hmm.
People do not know this fun fact, and I thought it'd be cool for our audience to learn a little bit about it. Um, the Wu-Tang Clan has an album called Once Upon a Time in Shaolin. The
Hmm.
album has never been heard by the general public. Whoever owns the album actually is not allowed to release it to the public until I believe it's 2021. No, 2000 and let me look up. I want to make sure I have the right.
Hmm.
Yeah. Let me look up the right date. I do not want to lead anybody astray.
Hmm.
It cannot be released until 2000. I don't even know how to say this. 21, 2103. I don't even know how to say it.
That's
You know what I mean?
crazy.
Yeah,
It's such a random like time.
it's not even so yeah, it's not in this century. Like it's not even allowed to be released until next century. All right.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's when everybody will be able to hear this. It's literally not allowed. Whoever owns it is not able to do this. And some fun facts about this. It was originally it ended up selling initially for around $2 million. The person
Hmm.
who ended up buying it, got locked up,
You did.
and it ended up going to the US government. That album then ended up going to being then sold by a crypto company for $4 million. Um,
Wow.
and so it's technically the highest selling album ever, and it's never been heard, which is fire. So it ended up selling
Fire.
for the most. And yeah, it's dope. I believe the casing is like some handcrafted silver casing that is that surrounds it, and it's never
Mhm.
been heard. And their goal when they recorded it was for it to be um, just a piece of art, if you will. It's something that they
Mm.
recorded that is like it's not able to be heard. It's supposed to be just like a piece of art. So I thought this was a fun little fun fact for people to
Yeah.
learn about. Um, Hopefully one day we're here. I don't know. Have it ever leaked? Have you ever heard about a leak?
Nah, I've never heard of a leak for it. Nah. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. But I know there was a lot of controversy with the dude. What's his name? Max Skrelly or something? I
Yeah,
forgot who.
yeah, Scruttley, Martin
Yep.
Scruttley.
And there was a lot of like just obviously because we had never seen anything or heard of anything like that or ever since for real. So I remember a lot of people were kind of like conflicted because they were like, "Yo, if you're gonna own it, I'd rather it be someone of the culture." Because I don't think that guy's really of the culture. He may be a Wu-Tang fan for all we know. I don't know. I would assume, but like I remember there was a lot of just talk about that. You know what I mean? Because that piece of art, it's probably only going to grow in value like over time. You know what I mean? Whoever is able to even put ears to it, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's kind of crazy. Like, but Wu-Tang, bro, for a while has been innovators. Like when it comes to like clothing wear, like Wu-Tang was one of, if not the first rap act to even have their own clothes, their own branding outside of music, their own cartoon. Like, you know what I mean? They had black dudes doing martial arts. Like there was other people before that, like Bruce Leroy and stuff. But like within rap, bro, like
Yeah,
they're really legendary and iconic in other ways people don't even really remember or recognize.
people don't even think about it, bro. When you're talking about Woo Wear, which is what you referring to as far as they
Hmm.
like and having a standalone store in New York, like and yeah, they really were the first on a lot of things culturally and really
Mm.
even on the production side. We got to shout out RZA, and we'll get more into the album that we're gonna review later. But as we know, Wu-Tang Clan, to my shocker, it's very shocking to me, has announced that they are going to be releasing they're going on their last tour in the
Yes.
North America. So this is supposed to be their final tour. Did they give the tour a name? I don't know.
Yes, it's Wu-Tang Forever. That's all I remember. I should know this.
All right, we'll just say Wu-Tang Forever. So they've
Yeah.
announced a tour called Wu-Tang Forever, and it's going to be their final tour, which I think is sad, but if we're getting all of the members outside of the ODB, of course, rest in peace. If we're getting
Yeah.
all of the members there, I think that's fire. And what's even doper is their final show is supposed to be right here in Philly, which I think is
Right here in Philly, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
their final
crazy.
show date, which is dope. I wonder what made them choose Philly instead of
Yo, so like for them, always when they were coming up in New York, like Philly was what they consider like their second home. Like it was pretty much the the second city to New York to actually back them and really support them
yeah,
because their sound, bro, like I wouldn't call it alien of the time, but it was a sound that just wasn't in popular media like at the same height that they would inevitably take it, you know what I mean? So like that raw, that uncut sound, like Philly was really like in support of it. So like that's why I think they close with Philly on their tour, The Final Chamber. That's like the subtitle of it, The Final Chamber.
I
So
understand,
yeah,
bro. Nice. And I have heard some Philly stories about Wu-Tang, including specifically about Ghostface. And yeah, yeah, they're different, different, man.
yeah,
But shout out Wu-Tang, and we're looking forward to that. I am gonna have to find some tickets to this because there's
for
no
sure.
way they're doing their last show in Philly, and I'm not gonna be in attendance. So
Oh, absolutely.
it
And
is.
like I say on this pod, there's not many benefits to being a journalist, sir. But one of them is free tickets to a Wu-Tang concert.
Oh, that's fire.
Last one.
Nah, man. You need to slip me some, man. Tell them I come there. Somebody. Let me do an interview with some. Some. I
Yo.
look, whatever job they got, this is I look. Let me clock in for one day.
Just one evening. That's it.
Oh,
Like, come
hey,
on.
whoever running that tour, man, holla at your boy. I interview somebody, I do something. You know, no, but I'm really looking forward to it. And on another note, man, talking about Wu-Tang Clan, it's only right that we do a review of a Wu-Tang classic, a hip-hop classic,
Yes.
really, but definitely one of their signature albums. It's one of their most recognized and probably the most
Yeah.
well recognized projects by Wu-Tang Clan, which is Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers. One thing about Wu-Tang before we get into the album, I think Wu-Tang stands out to me and why I've always loved Wu-Tang is because they don't sound like anybody else. And not only
Mm,
do they not sound like anybody else, their sound has never been able to be duplicated,
nah.
not effectively at least. And I think
Mm,
that one of the reasons for that is number one, shout out to RZA, who produced the majority of this project. It's just the production is so drastically different. I mean, you have
yeah.
somebody who's sampling everything from soul records into kung fu movies and blending them all together in on these eerie, gritty type of tracks. And I think that
Mm,
it just sounds completely different. And the amount of animation that all of them have on these records when they're rapping, I think it's
mm,
completely different than anything I had ever heard before I heard Wu Tang. When I first heard Wu Tang Clan, I was like, yo, what is this? Like,
yeah.
how? And I think that them pulling the best rappers from all of these different areas, you can hear the competitive nature of it by how like energetic they are on these records. And I think that that's
Mm,
fire. And you could tell that they were trying to outdo each other because all of them are going. There's nobody who's taking it easy on any Wu-Tang record.
none of them.
Nobody who is like, that, now like you might not like somebody's verse on it, but you can't say it wasn't entertaining.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah,
They're all
yeah.
going hard. So, with that being said, man, your first time hearing Into the Wu Tang, man, what were your thoughts?
My first thoughts, I'll be candid with y'all. Like my first time hearing Enter the Wu-Tang, because growing up in hip hop, like always hear about this album. Like it's one of the staples of the genre that you just have to listen to, right? It's almost like Ready to Die or, what's the
Illmatic.
joint? Yeah, exactly. Illmatic. Like that's where you earn your stripes, kind of as a rap fan, I would say. It's like listening to those seminal albums. And so when I first turned on Enter the Wu-Tang, honestly, like I didn't really get it. You know what I mean? Because like I was in middle school. I'm like, I'm not used to hearing this. I'm listening to Drake's Best I Ever Had, you know what I mean? Or Marvin's Room or Big Sean, like whoever was popular at the time. And so when I was listening to that, I was just like, it sounds I didn't have a word for it then, but now looking back, I was just like, this is so unpolished and chaotic, right? Like that's what it sounds like. It just sounds very garage band-ish, right? Well before a garage band ever existed. So But once I grew up and I listened to it more, and more than anything, I heard other hip hop fans that were older than me really talk about what this was like at the time in 1993, bro. Like I said, this sound wasn't popping. Like this sound was like they like had that East Coast sound, but they like it was kind of more muffled. It was really more like centered on earth in a way. I don't know how else to describe it, bro, but like as gruff and gritty as it was, like that's what makes it so special. It's just it really encapsulated that time within music. Forget rap, like just music. So like listening back to it, I always heard Cream. Cream is one of the best hip hop songs, period, to me. Protect your neck, bro. Like that make anybody want to put on some Nike boots or like some Timbs and stomp somebody out. You know what I'm saying? The mystery of chess boxing, bro. Crazy. Like when it comes to the lyrics, bro, RZA's production, as unpolished as again it sounded at the time, bro, or as it is now, like this is masterful production. Like as little resources as they had, bro, as little money as they had at this time to create this kind of classic album, bro, is unparalleled. So it's a testament to RZA's genius as the architect of the group, but it's a testament to like Method Man, Jizza, all you got, all the members, man, that make up this collective, bro, because they're rapping on levels as a collective, like it's seen in very few places, bro. Seen in very few groups. Like I would say a Tribe Called Quest to me lyrically is of the same echelon, but like even still to have 12 members or 10 plus members, bro, on the same accord, bro, crazy. So yeah, this is a classic, man. I don't if anybody takes issue with the classic label on this, I just implore them to just listen to it again and again and again, and you'll get it. You know what I'm saying? What did you think about this album, bro?
Well, same thing. When I first heard it, I was actually probably in high school. And one of my cousins actually had the CD and I actually played it.
Mm,
And I remember playing it and being like, yo, what is it? So it didn't resonate with me until like college when I went back to it.
mm,
Um, when I listened to it again, because at first I same thing, I'm like, okay, this is chaotic. Like sound wise, this is a lot
yeah,
going on. And I also being always somebody who was inclined when it came to audio production, it also was just like I was like, this isn't mixed well. You know what I mean? So like
yeah,
it threw me off on that front, like just because of just how some of the sound levels are and the like the sound quality of it. But then when I went back to it, like a few years later, like I was like, oh my God, how did I miss all of this? You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it's dope. Like to me, this is one of those projects that isn't it's I like that it's not mixed the best. You know,
yeah,
it fits it. Like it fits the grimy sound of it. It really does sound like it was like created in a dungeon. Like that's how it sounds. And it sounds like it in the best way humanly possible. Like
yeah,
um it just sounds like a bunch of just hungry rappers like who are just going crazy on these different beats. And it to me is amazing. I love the kung fu little samples in between.
mm,
Yeah, it's just an extremely unique album. And all of their rapping on there is just on another level. Like, and to me, when I listen to rap like this from the 90s, it really does remind like it makes me really it makes me so disappointed in some of the rap that we're getting now. Like the mainstream hip
yeah,
hop now, like how far we've deviated. In the hip hop course that I teach, I remember like sometimes when I play older stuff for them and I tell them how young the artists were who made it, they're like, "What?" Like I remember like when I play like a Nas joint when he was like 19 or 20, and they're like, he was
yeah, bro.
rapping like this and like this articulate and this like skilled lyrically. And I feel the same way when I show them anything Wu-Tang Clan. It's like the level that they were rapping on and how like intricate some of their lyrics are. It's just amazing to hear. And it was so ahead of their time
Yeah,
when it's released. So some of the standout records for me, man, of course, Bring the Ruckus, Beat Stupid. My favorite joint on here is probably The Mystery of Chess Boxing too.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
the rapping on there is just crazy. That's probably my favorite on here, but I also love Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to F with, of course.
Of course.
Method Man is my favorite rapper out of Wu-Tang Clan.
Easily mine.
but just
No, I can't say it. Well, let's talk about that after. Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay, we'll get into that. That's my favorite rapper out of Wu-Tang Clan is Method Man, and I think that he really showed out on some of these tracks. Cream, of course,
yeah. Come on.
a classic record that is just
Bless.
amazing. But even like a track like Tears, the storytelling on there is amazing, man.
Hmm.
And I think that one thing that I really am impressed with Wu-Tang Clan is they do a lot of rap about how dope they are as rappers, but they also will like throw in conscious messaging and throw in like um a lot of more intricate um storytelling and just they'll go more in depth subtly on songs. And I think that's dope.
Hmm.
And a lot of that stems from they also put in a lot of their 5% nation stuff throughout these records. And I think that
Hmm.
comes across very different. Um and I just think that the way they melded into songs, I think is really, really unique. This actually isn't my favorite Wu-Tang album.
It's
But
not mine either.
I love it. Wu-Tang Forever is definitely my favorite Wu-Tang Clan album. Just because
Absolutely.
I think the production is better, the sound quality is better. It sounds like more grand and just like bigger. But this
Yeah.
one is like just different. This is a staple in hip hop, and like to me, it's just yeah, it just sounds so different than everything else that's out. I would understand why this would be somebody's favorite outside.
Mm.
And Wu Tang Forever might not be. So I can get why people. I like Wu Tang Forever just because I like some of the tracks on there better. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, classic, classic. I don't think that there's any. They didn't waste any space in this. It's not a long album either. It's only
It's
12.
not.
Only 12 songs. They've done deluxe versions and now like released different versions of it. Like
Mhm.
Method Man is a song I love too. But they've like released another live version of it that's fire. Like so they've done some deluxe,
Yeah.
released some different like versions of some of these songs. But yeah, there isn't a lot of songs on here I don't like to be honest.
Nah, me neither. And actually, bro, fun, like quick story too. Like, so I was interning in New York. I was living in East Flatbush at the time. And I was broke. I ain't gonna lie. I was broke. Fresh. I had just graduated college, had this internship, and so I was like, yo, I was hitting my man's who lives in he lived in Manhattan at the time. He was a lifelong New Yorker. I'm like, yo, how do you get money here, bro? I keep applying for these, like, I'm trying to get something outside of my internship, yada yada yada. He was like, bro, you should like get into to extra work, like acting, right? I was like, what? Okay, whatever, right? So this is summer of 2019. I kid you not, bro. My first and only acting gig, air quotes, was with the Wu-Tang Hulu drama series, bro. I was
Really?
yes, yes, I was,
You know,
bro. So
I've
they
never
had
watched that series. It's been on my list of things to watch. Now I gotta watch it. But which episode? I'm gonna see you walk by or something.
I don't know. Actually, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it
To
either.
look to see if you made it, bro. Come on,
I
this is your
did.
acting debut, man. You're supposed to be a thespian now. I need to know. Bro, what are you?
Yo, they had me go to like a local thrift store, just get the baggiest clothes. Dead serious. Like this was the description. Get the baggiest clothes you can find. And then I'm in the scene. I'm in the background of the scene where Raekwon freestyles for like a music exec at like a pool next to a pool. I'm in that scene. You will not see me, but I'm in the scene somewhere in there, bro. But
I'm
that's
done.
crazy. Yeah, that's
Hold,
crazy.
hold on. They made you buy your own clothes as an extra
Ain't
day.
that crazy? Yes, bro. Made me buy my own clothes. And then so I'm laying out my clothes like for the I guess a costume designer. I'm like, yeah, so I got this. She was like, stop talking. I got it. I was like, all right. Cool. And so we did it, man. It was crazy. Bro, I have a whole whole story about how they treat like extras, bro. It's actually like crazy. But because they had us sleeping on like a school bus or something at like 4 in the morning in Staten Island. I'm like, what are we doing, bro? You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. But yeah,
Humble
fun
beginners,
fact.
man. It's great for y'all to hear our humble beginners, man.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah, that's funny. I gotta find you on this. Now I gotta watch it, bro. You
Now I should watch it. Shoot, like I haven't even seen it.
didn't get
You know
no
what I mean?
talking line, bro. You didn't get your credit.
Nah. They wouldn't make that mistake. They were smart. I couldn't remember. I probably wouldn't remember a sentence, bro. Zero acting experience. Zero. But yeah, that was the interesting time. And actually to your point too, the reason why I love Wu-Tang Forever, a part of it, I think Triumph is probably one of the best hip hop beats ever assembled, ever
Bro, that's
created.
one of the best hip hop beats, and that is some of the best rapping that's ever been done.
Bro, insane.
Bro, when I first heard Triumph, I remember just looking at I remember just looking at my phone like, bro, what is this? Bro,
Yes.
I bomb atomically. Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses can't define how I be dropping these. I remember hearing
Like,
what what took your brain there to start off a verse like that? Like, yeah, Wu-Tang is different, man. Hey, if y'all have
different.
never heard Triumph, that's not on this album, but on Wu-Tang Forever, bro, please do yourself a favor. If you're
Please.
like, I don't know if I feel Wu-Tang Clan, start with Triumph. If
I
you don't
think
like
that
that,
is
then you're not gonna like
yeah,
Wu-Tang.
the best entry point is Triumph. Easy. Easy for me. Um, so wait, you were talking about who the best member, who your favorite member is. Who's
Yeah.
your favorite member?
So
It's Method?
my favorite member is Method Man.
Mm.
For sure. Like that to me, Method Man is like he almost is like to me like the perfect prototype rapper. Like he's almost like
Mm.
the best, like perfect rap voice, perfect
Yeah.
flow, perfect like witty lines, like lyricism.
Mm.
Like he meets every checkbox of like what a dope rapper is supposed to sound like. So I think that's why I've always liked Method Man. Like he always is like smooth on records. Like he
Yeah.
like the way his flow is to me just has always stood out with me. Well, and it's not even necessarily that he's the best lyricist in Wu-Tang
Yeah.
Clan. That could be argued, of course, because there's just amazing lyricists in the Wu-Tang Clan.
Crazy.
But to me,
Mm.
overall package, to me, Method Man is definitely my favorite one for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I'm not gonna lie, like if I didn't dive into Wu-Tang more later on, I think I would have easily said Method Man just because I feel like number one, I listen to him more often than the other members, Raekwon and Ghostface included, which is crazy because they have classic albums, bro. GZA does too. Like he has one of my favorite albums out of the entire group. He actually made, I can't say he has my favorite out of the group, but it's like probably top two, top three out of like everybody's solo work.
Yeah.
I would say the only one that maybe tops the list is only built for Cuban links. Um, but yeah, I would say Raekwon is probably my favorite, bro. He
Mm,
probably my favorite because his voice is unorthodox. It's kind of whiny a little bit, but for some reason it works, bro. Like it's for some reason it works for me. And I think, like I said, I think he has the best maybe solo project out of all of them. Ty Cal, I like a lot. Method Man's project, I like. I don't think I love it. Liquid Swords to me is like probably the second one.
me Liquid Swords.
Um,
Yeah, I agree, and I don't necessarily think Method Man has the best solo projects. So
yeah.
I'm just saying like when I listen to Wu-Tang Clan's music,
Mhm.
Method Man's versus the one I look for.
He stands out. He has the most charisma, I think, out of all of them.
Yeah, and I think that's
Yeah.
why. As far as yeah, I would
Mhm.
definitely say I ain't gonna lie to you, Jizza might have it as far as for me. I don't know. Liquid Source is different,
It's
bro.
crazy, bro. It's
It's like
crazy.
I only built for Cuban Links is fire too, but even then, like as far if I have to say who I think is the best lyricist, I might go Jizza.
I'm gonna go Jizzle.
And then if I had to go
Personally.
like I don't know, but then Ghostface is nasty though.
Is
Ghost,
crazy.
I don't know,
Oh,
bro. It's just like there's so many dope rappers in the Wu-Tang Clan. It's hard to like really
yeah.
pick who is the best. And they all sound different, which is why I think it works.
It
They
works.
pick a bunch of rappers who all sound the same. Like they picked rappers who are all have these very distinct voices.
Mhm.
They all rap very different.
Yeah, for sure. Even the former associates who are now members like Capadona, like I used to like listening to his verses, but there's just so much talent in that group, bro. Like it's crazy. That's the makings of a great group where you can kind of contemplate which one you feel like is more technically sound or better or makes better solo projects than the other. I think what's that joint with Method Man and Redman? I think the Rock Wilder, bro. I think that's what come on, man.
Let
Like
me tell y'all something, man. Now. Let me tell you an interesting story. Most people
mm.
don't know, man. I actually used to be a hip hop dancer, like legitimate,
Yeah, you did. You did.
like in groups, performing around the country, all that. So I don't got it no more. I got a
I was about to say, like, you haven't
mean
pulled any
two-step
of this
left.
out.
I got a mean two-step left. That's all I got. But When I was growing up, we actually had a routine to Rockwilder that was fire. You know what I mean? I don't remember
Wow.
like that was my first time hearing it was like the choreography for that. And like Rockwilder is nasty. Like that's one of my
It's
favorite
great.
hip hop songs too.
It is. It is. I
Probably
think the
my
part,
favorite duo song, like back and forth. I think that might be one of my favorites.
and then on Method's verse, I remember you telling me you did a spin on your head or something like that. I remember you.
You ain't remember that. You ain't remember that. I,
That's what I
I,
thought I
I
heard.
never said I was the best hip hop dancer. I just did it. You know what I mean? I was good enough
Yeah.
to be able to look cool on stage. I wasn't doing no head spins. We weren't doing
To me,
all
that's all that matters, bro. It like because I have no dance talent at all. As long as I don't look goofy, bruh, which is a hard task for someone of my lack of rhythmic ability. But yeah, then I'm good. I'm good. So if you didn't look crazy, that's an
No.
accomplishment of my eyes.
I was decent. You know what I mean? I was like, I was good enough to be like, oh, okay, I see him. Like I was like that.
Yeah,
I
when
mean,
you get a yeah, I see you like
I
that,
see
you're in
you.
good
That's I
company.
was good. I see you good. I wasn't like, oh, he's gonna be the next Chris Brown good. No, I wasn't that. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I see him. He got a couple of moves. You know what I mean? I was like that.
Yo, the auntie's like confirmation of like approval is crazy. Like, oh, okay, I see you. Like,
That's what
or
I used to get. That's why I knew
yeah,
I was all right.
yeah.
I used to get that in the crowd. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah, it's a
That's
check
what,
mark. It's a mental check. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm in good company for sure.
yeah. Look, I got it. I got it. But no, look, shout out Wu-Tang Clan, man. Hey,
Yes, man. One of
yeah.
my favorite rap groups of all time, bruh. It may
Arguably,
be, yeah.
arguably, like I said, mine is Outkast and Wu-Tang Clan. After that,
Hmm.
Tribe. Those are my top three, and the order switches depending on how I feel.
Hmm. Yeah. I think I alternate between Wu-Tang or Tribe. Nah, I don't. It's always gonna be Tribe. I think for me, just because it was so monumental, like for me at the time, RIP Five Dog legend. But Wu-Tang is probably in that second spot for me. You know what I mean? For sure.
Wu Tang Clan, I sometimes Wu Tang Clan lands one for me just because of how many good people are there,
Yeah, it's a lot, bro.
and to me just how unique they are. That's why them and Outkast are there. Tribe too, but to me, like there's just nobody who sounds like either one of them, and I think that
Yeah.
that alone is impressive. You know what I mean? And I think they
Hmm.
both have cemented themselves as staples. But yeah, all three groups, there's no wrong answer. You know what I
There's
mean?
no wrong answer in my eyes. Not at all.
To me, them are those are the three groups that are like just the most like unbelievable. Even have the best catalogs. Like it's those three for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we got some more hip hop to talk about, man.
We do. We do.
And we're gonna bring it to a newer project.
Yes,
This
sir.
is this is somebody who we both have been paying attention to. Um, I don't know how did you figure out about LaRussel?
Through you, to be
Oh,
honest.
oh,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
So I
Well,
feel like we exchanged.
all
I feel like I opened your eyes maybe to Larry June, and you by doing the same opened my eyes to Lil Russell. Because I never heard a single record from him, like at all. I wish I could say like, yo, like, I heard him on this verse or I heard him even in interviews. Like I've never heard of him before, what, 2 years ago. And then like after you put me on, I was like, yo, some of the same qualities that I like in a Larry June when it comes to like, reality rap, inspiration, motivational, get to a bag type of records. Like this is the reason why I like a Lil Russell, man. And both of us are invested in some songs. Like we get to, you know what I mean? That's the thing. You know what I mean?
I didn't know you bought in.
I had to hop in, bro. I figured it was too
Nice,
late, but I had to hop in, bro. Yeah, yeah,
nice, nice. I want to now. I'm curious. What track?
yeah. What is it? What is it with Keefe? What's his name? What we doing? What we doing? That's
Oh,
crazy. I
oh,
already
you got one of
forgot.
the big ones.
I had to, bro. I
Nice.
had to.
No,
Yeah,
bro. No.
yeah.
And mine is on my grave, which is my favorite Lil Russell song. I just
Mm-hmm.
resonated with it so much when I first heard it. I was like, nah, this is different. And then actually, believe it or not, I own. He has a record called Proud Boys, and I own a piece of that song. And
Oh wow.
yeah. I mean, it's clearly not in support of the Proud Boys, but
Yeah.
yeah. But it's a record that I wanted a piece of just because of its impactfulness and it talking about a lot of the murders by police and talking about systemic racism and all of that. I thought it was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the fact that we're able to talk about the fact that we own a piece of the masters for some of Lil Russell just shows like how different of a rap. There's no other rapper who we can say we just, oh yeah, we just, who's active, who we just could just buy shares of their songs like that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. Bro, it's crazy. And he's a revolutionary. And I think this album that he put out, Rent Pay, I think it's indicative of like his sound one. Like this is when you hear a LaRussel song, like you automatically this is at least how I feel because I don't really listen to that many Bay Area artists. So when I hear this sound, that Hit Boy really conjured together with LaRussel, like I'm like, oh, okay, I automatically know it's him. And so I felt like this was like really on par with like some of his other projects that I've listened to passively or I've checked out like Rent Due and some of the other ones that he's produced. The last one is escaping me. What was it, yo? His last project. He put out 6 projects last year. So
Yeah.
for our viewers that are like, "Oh, how do you not know?" Bruh,
No,
if
the
you
Russell
ask him, he'd question it probably.
Russell puts out like legit like a project year every couple months. He's releasing a project. So
Yeah.
uh, I said when I sent Earl this, I was like, we got to do Rent Paid because it's a solid project. He used one producer, which he does
Mhm.
a lot, which I do appreciate.
Yeah.
Doing projects with just one producer because they
Mhm.
sound really cohesive. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, bro. This track, LaRussell, Hit Boy, Rent Paid. I
Mhm.
enjoyed this, man. I like this.
Yeah.
I think that it's concise. It's only 9 tracks.
Mhm.
I can legit say that I like the majority of it. The one of the few. Well, I'll get to that. I'm not gonna tell you the thing I don't like yet. I will.
Yeah.
But the first track, I thought I told y'all, love it. I think the production is fire. Um,
Mhm.
I think that LaRussell, one of the things that I think is different, and I actually highlighted this a little bit the last time I taught my course on conscious rap, is I think that it's dope how when artists highlight the issues that are in the record label industry and how not only just issues within the record label industry, but the predatory nature of the record label industry, how they take advantage of artists and on having
Mm.
those things. And that is conscious, you know what I mean? So to be able to spread awareness to owning your own masters
Mhm.
and taking that route and being independent to me is a level of consciousness. And I think LaRussell does that well on this first track and on a lot of the other tracks. He often references like why you should own your own masters, why you should get it out the mud and be independent. And I think it's dope. My favorite songs on here for sure would be Let Me Know Something.
Absolutely.
Hard. I think E40 went crazy. I like E40 more than I think a lot of other people do. To me,
Mhm.
I like E40 because E40 takes a lot of risk when it comes to trying out different flows, and I think it's fun to listen to. Um,
Mhm.
he will rap in pockets that people are like, nobody else would think to rap
Yeah.
in different
Yeah.
pockets. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's always entertaining.
At
Uh,
least he tries something new,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah, I always try something new. But Let Me Know Something hard. Definitely think that
All
that's one of those tracks that I'll be revisiting a lot. Um, Sacrifices I liked. Um,
right. Hmm.
Oprah I liked. And I would say Rolling I liked a lot.
Rolling is hard.
I think those are probably my favorites. What were your favorites on here?
Easily let me know some in Mass Appeal. I love Mass Appeal,
Mhm.
bro. Like that's my favorite. That's probably my favorite record on this album or this project. Rolling with Malachi, hard. And I just think like the production is really like it's pretty like flawless, bro. I know it's only what 9 tracks, 24 minutes, so it's really a bite-sized offering, really. But like I think it's phenomenal on the production side. There's just certain songs that I don't really like as well. And I think that it's just as simple as just I didn't like it sonically. Like I didn't like the sound of it. He's rapping, LaRussell is rapping throughout this entire project and he's also having moments of lightness, you know what I mean? Lightheartedness where he's just having fun because when you listen to LaRussell, like I just feel positive energy. Like when you see him in interviews, he's always uber positive and motivational and he carries that into his music. So I always feel kind of enlivened when I'm listening to him. I'm not always in that mood though. You know what I mean? Sometimes I want to put on some Vince Staples, his last project. You know what I mean? Some depressive tracks for whatever reason. But you know what I mean? Like I think this strikes a nice
I'm
balance,
getting your
man.
ride wave back, huh?
Yeah, right, right. So yeah, I would say overall, I think this was a balanced project. I think the songs, one of the songs, actually both of the songs you like, Oprah and Sacrifices, I don't really like as much. I don't know, I don't know why. I don't know, but yeah, for the most part, yo, I think this was dope. I know you want to talk about I thought I told y'all. For me, I
You
think Lefty.
oh, you know where I'm going with that.
Yep, go ahead, go ahead.
I
I
was
already know.
yo. Let me tell you something, man. And look, I shout out LaRussel for doing charity. That's one of the worst verses I heard this year. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. That verse, that
Man.
song was too fire for you to let him come on there and do that, man. That was one of the worst verses I have heard in a long. I listen to a lot of rap music. Let me tell you, that's one of the worst verses I heard in a long time, man.
Wow.
Bad,
Yeah.
bad. And for that to be on your intro track, LaRussell, that's a strike on the project. I'm gonna be honest. Like that's to me,
Mm.
that's a strike to start off your project with a verse that bad. I get that he's popular. You know what I mean? He's just on Kendrick's album. I've never listened to any solo work, so I'm not judging him as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just judging this verse garbage. You know what I mean? And I would not have started my album. I wouldn't let nobody rap like that to start my album. It's just not right. So that
Mm.
was the biggest strike on this project for me is to start because I love the song up until that point.
I would agree. And and I have a theory. I feel like LaRussell, he's very strategic. You know this in the way he approaches the music game, right? Like he literally rents or like has like what a stage in his own complex or like you know what I mean, a compound, and he puts on shows. So he's a smart guy. I don't think this was a smart move. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like I know Lefty Gunplay is popping because of TV, y'all. For those that don't know, he's on the last moments of Kendrick Lamar's song TV Off, which hit number one, I believe, last week or the week before, but or was in the top five. But I think there's a reason why. If you listen to, I actually watched an interview where Lefty Gunplay talked about his song with Kendrick Lamar, and he recorded several verses for Kendrick, and four words essentially made it on a TV off. I think that was a smart move. You know what I'm saying? Because if it was anything like this, I think maybe LaRussell should have took the same approach if you are going to have someone like a Lefty Gunplay on this record.
And I agree. I think that this is where like real producers come in handy. You know what I mean? I
Mm,
don't know if Hit Boy recorded this in there with him, but like I'm talking about producers like Irv Gotti, RIP Irv Gotti.
RIP, yeah.
Somebody who's gonna be in the studio and be like, nah, you need to do that over. You know what I mean? Or nah, take that out. And I think maybe now artists are so big and they get, so popular so fast that they like maybe they're not willing to listen to critiques or whatever. But I think we got to get back to a point of nah, you this ain't good enough. And I think I hear so many stories of MCs in the past being told that and being like, oh, let me redo my verse.
Yeah.
So I don't know if, like I said, maybe this was phoned in, maybe they weren't in the studio together, but you gotta if this is your project, man, you gonna have to do that verse over, bro. That's not going.
Yeah, I would even because in the business of journalism we have what's called a kill fee, right? Like if I write a story and it doesn't get published, I still get money despite it not happening, right? This should have been a killed verse. Like just pay him whatever you need to pay him and be like, yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie, like I'd rather not have you on here because it doesn't really fit the song.
Yeah.
And like Lefty Gunplay is a rising Latino rapper in LA and just the region itself. So I understand why he would want to link with him. I just don't feel like it was up to par. Or if you wanted him on the track, literally have him rewrite the verse. Like, you know what I mean? Like this is their job. So with you being a fellow artist, you obviously want them to have a sharp verse and to really turn some things in of quality. I think the actual maybe issue within music period, but especially within rap is people aren't like actually in studio together. So I think like a lot of good ideas are lost. You know what I mean? And a lot of camaraderie. So maybe this is what was lacking. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think so too. I think that that's one thing that hip hop is lacking. I think that it's become a lot cheaper to produce music, a
Yeah.
lot like a microphone and a laptop, and you can record a verse and send it in. So I think that because of that, I think that you have way more rappers who aren't together when they're recording
Hmm.
and aren't
Yeah.
actually locked in a real studio around people who will actually tell them, "Hey, this ain't it,"
Yeah.
and we got to get back to, "Hey, this ain't it."
We got to, bruh. And can we also talk about this? Hit Boy is on a historical run. I just need to keep, I will keep saying that on this pod, bro. Like what he did with Nas, what he's done with all these other artists, working with both veterans or legends and like some up and coming, like rising stars, bro. His production style, he's really made it so versatile that it's even hard to know that it's exclusively him anymore. If Hit Boy wasn't on this, like on the album title or whatever, I would not know any of these are Hit Boy records just because he's altered his style so much, man. So kudos to him because he did his thing on here and LaRussel killed it for the most part. I just think like with the intro, bro, I think I agree. I think we're on the same page. Like Lefty Gunplay could have been either scrapped or like been urged to change it a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially when you claiming you're the hottest like Latino rapper and like what do you say, the West Coast or like the world, right? I forgot what he said, but I forgot it. If that means anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, that verse was disrespectful. But um, other than that, man, I like it. I like the direction that LaRussell was going in. I like yeah, I like the direction he's going in. And there's some songs on here that I don't feel as much, but the ones that I like, I really like. And I think that
Yeah.
that's a good sign. And I think that he has a good trajectory. I'm seeing him doing more public appearances. I'm seeing him. He just released a song. We haven't covered it here. Maybe we will in a future episode. But he recently released a song with Wiz Khalifa. We had to check that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's on a run, man. He's collaborating with some big artists and some artists who aren't collaborating with a lot of different people. So yeah,
Yeah.
he
Which is
collaborated
dope
with
to see.
legendary artists like Twista and like other artists that aren't coming outside for anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's dope to see, like you said, with him being outside more and doing more interviews. I feel like people are starting to like really appreciate LaRussell more, not only with the music, but his mindset in approaching the music game. And that's what I love. That's one of my favorite topics he really approached on the album. And as he's done on his other projects, being like, yo, I told y'all how to get to a bag. Follow my lead and you'll you can meet me there at the top. Like, and I love that aspect of his sound, his mindset, all that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Lil Russell, let me interview you, bro. Let's do an interview. Let's do a sit down one day. I'm manifesting it. Yeah.
I like it, man. I like it. Look, for real. And look, if you want to interview for this book, man, if this ever hits your table, man, we gotta holler at you because yeah, your mindset on the music game is definitely transformative and has the potential to be really revolutionary in how people approach it. Because I definitely think the music is going in the direction of direct to consumer, and you're doing it at a high level,
High level.
a high level, and you really are laying a blueprint. The fact that you're giving fans the ability to own a piece of their favorite song, I think is just a genius concept. So
It's genius, man. Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you had to buy a piece of a song on here, which one would it be?
If I had to buy one, it would be honestly, it would probably be Mass Appeal. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I just love it. Like,
It's a dope
yeah, I
song.
mean, I should have signed the Nas. I got Mass Appeal. Like, like it's simple, but it's just hard. Like the actual sound sonically, man, it's hard. I would buy that one. Which one are you aiming for?
Yeah, man, I'm going to let me know something, man. I ain't gonna lie, I just like
Yeah, that's a smart one. That's a smart
it.
one.
Just got good energy to it, man. I don't know. I just like it. It would have been. I thought I told y'all if that verse was left off.
Yo, if Lefty Gunplay can still be put off on a future rendition. Hopefully he's replaced.
I haven't heard any of his original music, so I'm not trying to be too crazy, but maybe
Yeah, nah,
that's
this is
something
his
else.
sound.
Oh,
This is his sound. You know what I
I'm
mean?
cool. All right, so
Yo,
love.
yeah.
Another dope episode, bro.
Another one, man. Yes, sir.
Man, hey, if you are not subscribed on YouTube, please make sure you go to YouTube channel and hit subscribe. Also, man, if you listen on Spotify, Apple Music, make sure that you rate us and keep showing us love, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. This is the dopest hip hop podcast out there. Yeah, I said it, and I'm standing on it. And we'll keep on bringing you new episodes each week as long as y'all keep supporting. Anything you want to let them know, Earl?
Nah, man. Just keep tapping into the pod, man. Look out for this book, man. Fall 2026 is gonna be a big one. Conscious Rap Lives: How J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar Save Hip Hop. And keep tapping in, man. Go to my website, Click on some new work that I've been doing. Check it out, earlhopkins.com. And check out what my co-host, my brother, my co-author, everything. Check out what he's doing. Because he's a busy man with busy and grandiose endeavors ahead, man. So do that.
Man, yeah, tap in with us, man. And look, this is our goal is to get back in studio so that
Yes.
we can bring you these shows live. But keep tuning in, man. We appreciate all the support we've been getting thus far. Comment, like, all of that. Even if you disagree with us, I'm cool with that too, man.
I'm
Disagree?
cool with it.
That's the thing about hip hop, man. It's not it's their music is subjective. You know what I mean? So there's gonna be a song I like that Earl loves, and be songs Earl loves that
Mhm.
I hate. I mean, that's just how music goes. Everything isn't for everybody, but it's cool to hear different perspectives, and that's what we're trying to give you. We're giving you two unique perspectives on the culture. So tap in, man. Rap and Reason. Peace.
Peace.